Let's dive into the topic of Nietzsche's slave morality archetype. Friedrich Nietzsche was a German philosopher who lived in the 19th century. He is known for his critique of traditional morality and the concept of the will to power. Nietzsche's slave morality archetype refers to a way of thinking and living that he believed was common among those who were oppressed or marginalized in society. In this archetype, the slave mentality is characterized by resentment, victimhood, and a desire for revenge against the oppressor. The master mentality, on the other hand, is characterized by strength, power, and a desire for domination over others. Nietzsche believed that these two archetypes were not fixed, but could change over time. He argued that the slave mentality was a necessary and natural response to oppression, but that it could become problematic when it became the dominant way of thinking in society. He believed that this mentality could lead to a lack of creativity, a lack of ambition, and a sense of hopelessness and despair. Nietzsche believed that the master mentality was not inherently good or bad, but that it could become problematic when it was used to justify the oppression and exploitation of others. He argued that the true goal of the master mentality was not domination, but self-mastery. The true master was not someone who sought power over others, but someone who had mastered their own desires and impulses. So what does all of this mean for our day-to-day lives? How can we apply Nietzsche's ideas about slave and master morality to our own experiences? One way to think about this is to consider the ways in which we may be perpetuating a slave mentality in our own lives. Do we feel resentful or victimized by others? Do we feel powerless to change our circumstances? If so, we may be operating from a slave mentality. To move beyond this mentality, Nietzsche suggests that we need to focus on our own self-mastery. We need to cultivate our own sense of strength and power, not by dominating others, but by mastering ourselves. This means learning to control our impulses and desires, developing a sense of purpose and direction in our lives, and striving to create something meaningful and valuable. In conclusion, Nietzsche's slave morality archetype offers a powerful critique of traditional morality and a way of thinking about power dynamics in society. While the slave mentality may be a necessary response to oppression, it can become problematic when it becomes the dominant way of thinking. To move beyond this mentality, we need to focus on our own self-mastery and cultivate a sense of strength and purpose in our lives. By doing so, we can overcome our feelings of victimization and powerlessness and create a more meaningful and fulfilling life. All meant in the present moment.